Welcome to Everyday Superhumans, the podcast where we interview ordinary people doing extraordinary things. My name's Caroline.
I'm Kyle.
I need to ask you an important question.
All right, what do you got?
Did you work out today?
No, but I did yesterday.
Okay, now we can proceed.
All right, what's the point of this question?
Good question. Our guest today is Brian Ellender, the owner of CrossFit Houma.
Mm-hmm. And a really cool guy all around.
He really is.
Like, he makes you want to work out, which is perfect for this being so close to New Year's, because now after this, I'm pretty sure a lot of you are going to want to work out.
No, really, after interviewing him, I wanted to go run a marathon or lift weights or do a million jumping jacks or do some jump rope.
Yeah, he's a really awesome dude. He's so passionate about physical fitness, so much that he even created a business around it.
And he has a lot of really good pointers too.
Mm-hmm.
And he focuses on the triangle, which is eat, sleep, and play.
Mm-hmm. Which I don't do the sleep that well.
No, yeah. How many hours of sleep do you usually get?
On the night whenever we edit or record, about 6 hours. On nights where we don't edit or record, about 7 hours.
Ouch.
Yeah, I know.
Guess who can help you? Brian.
It's true. I had to re-listen to this episode. Let's do it then. Let's begin the episode.
At work, my vending machine is the worst enemy ever because it's filled with chips and Snicker bars and ice cream even.
Yeah, that's what the fast food companies, any of them, the food companies, that's what they pay the boys in the lab coats the big bucks for, is to find the ecstasy point for this food, for that food, for that food.
The science behind it is crazy. They designed the food to make you want to have more of it. That's like why you open a bag of Lay's and half a bag later, I'm still full, I'm still hungry.
Right.
I've been a half a bag of a family size thing of Lay's before. I'm I still feel hungry.
And they actually put it on you can't eat just one.
Yeah, they designed it that way. It's so manipulative. It's so manipulative. As much as I love barbecue Lay's, I know if I were to have them in my apartment, I would just go overweight.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And even the Snickers bar, it's a smaller portion.
Mm-hmm.
They've cut the size of the Snicker bars to make you want more.
Right.
And they've put less amount of Chex Mix in the bag to make you want more. There's
and somehow
air
the price
in
stays the same.
I know,
yeah,
it's the worst
I know.
part.
But it went from 500 grams to 400
Yeah,
grams.
it's this is still $1, but you're eating less.
God,
so
I love
you can
paying
buy
$5 for a bag full of
$2
air.
worth.
How was it starting up CrossFit Houma? That was 8 years ago, you said, right?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
like I mentioned, we were all excited.
You just grew, you were expanding and everything, and
well, we worked out at the original CrossFit in Santa Cruz, and so where Greg Glassman, who started CrossFit, he was running a gym. This was 2003-ish, and it was it was this one gym, and he had all these just phenomenal trainers there, just unbelievable specimens of humanity. I'm like, who are these girls who are lifting so much more than I am?
I know. They can be intimidating. The girls,
they're
man.
doing it a lot, But they were all so nice. They were the coolest people, though. They're very, very nice. I got into it. My brother showed me, Ernie, Dr. Waffle.
Yeah.
So he showed me. And he got into it because this guy that he did jiu-jitsu with just started mopping the floor with him. He was just bending them up, and he said, "What's going on?" I started doing, "All right, I'll tell you. It's this thing called CrossFit," and he was getting stronger. So he went. And then he told me about it. So I went and stayed with him for about a year, and we were living in around the Santa Cruz area,
in California,
around San Jose.
Okay.
And so we would travel. We would go there. We kept going there. We were going there every week, and learning from them all about what this CrossFit thing was. So when we affiliated, as like I said, we were excited. We were the first one, the first CrossFit in Louisiana. It just meant that nobody knew what it was. And we had a polished elevator speech in a few months because we were explaining it again and again. It's about, taking different types of exercise, like strength training and gymnastic training and cardio and putting them together and coming up with this, intense form of exercise, we opened up our classes. We started doing classes, and we found that as we went along, as we did it, Houma doesn't have this huge demographic of 20-somethings heading into the gym, like the cities do.
Yeah.
So CrossFit here is very, very different, and it actually ended up being a benefit for us in terms of the experience of our trainers, So at first it was the three of us, it was my brother, my wife, and I, So from the beginning, we had a few older people, in there. And later we went to a CrossFit Kids certification, and we started working with a younger population. Like, wow, it's really different. And the certification was just phenomenal. They were telling us all these different things about how kids need to be jumping, and it's different for them because their bodies are different. They're in a different stage of growth, before those growth plates harden. And so things are different for them. Things are different for this demographic. So we started studying a little bit more about how the bodily changes in demographics, because we learned the kind of these basic things, that everybody does, every personal trainer knows. But when you start dealing with different demographics, it's like, okay, I need to crack another book here. There's different things going on. These little kids, they don't need to recover. Good Lord. They're at it again the next day, 2 hours
rest
later.
days for them.
Yeah.
What's
it's so
their
different
rest
for them.
time? Do they get...
When they sleep. Kids are funny. They're like a remote control car. Like, they're just tearing it up, and just all of a sudden, they're like in the corner.
Yeah.
They've just passed out, but then they get up the next day, and boy, they are tearing it up all over again, And we're like, oh my God, I went hiking.
Yeah,
I was smoked for 2 days, Damn those hills. They're unnatural. We don't have them around here, So we do something unfamiliar, and we're just dead. But CrossFit, and that's actually what they really talk about it being for, It'll get you ready for all sorts of things because you're lifting and then you're running.
It's like every single part of your body is being pushed at the same time.
We don't consider ourselves weightlifters, but what's a kid other than a growing, a growing weight? Yeah. So we like that's also why we like the free weight idea. A kid is not on rails.
Yeah.
They don't lift easily. They suddenly reach for something.
I lifted 30 pounds over and over today. Oh, you lift weights? It's my child.
Right. Yeah. Mom, a lot of moms, they don't think of themselves as weightlifters. But
basically they are. I mean, the amount of times that they
over and over again. So we want to teach people how to lift things
proper.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We get somebody, just really overweight, and they haven't been in a gym in a long time or ever. We hear all the time, when was the last time you jumped rope? Oh, God, I don't know. Reagan?
I remember.
Like 20, 30 years? Maybe about 30 years? So we want to take that person.
And that was hard, too. Jumping rope. I remember when I did it.
That's funny, these little things that we don't do.
I was like, whoa, this is... But after a while, it's a lot of fun. But at first, you're like, oh, my gosh, why? When I was a little kid, this was so easy. Now it's a lot harder.
Right. So you want that strength train for every demographic. That's why we started, my brother, we started the Senior Strength Club.
Oh, wow.
This is for seniors.
I would never even think about doing that.
Like, are you old enough? Let me see some ID. Like, you got to be old enough to accept in this class.
How old is it? Like 65
We
and
say
older?
55, but 55? There's no 50-year-olds. They're in our regular classes.
Yeah.
They're all in their 60s and 70s.
Wow.
We have
so cool.
one gal. She's going to be starting in January, 83. And,
Wow.
What? I need to meet this person. Shake their hand.
Yeah.
Well,
What's
the kind
her
of person I wanna
name?
be.
somebody that I do personal training with, he turned 78 last month, and he just deadlifted like 120 pounds. And there's no sign of stopping. Like, he's going to get way past that,
Crap.
But the idea that it's regular, and he's a guy who can. Great. But we're going to start people off with like a broomstick.
And then
we're
you
gonna start
adjust.
off really light, and we have half-pound increments.
Wow.
So we can go up a tiny little bit at a time. The important thing is to get moving, So if you fall down, like, people are just going to like laugh because you're going to get up and dust yourself off, and then you're fine. Like, she's the fool, playing the fool, But like, if your grandmother falls, like, that could be the end.
You're like,
so
no.
serious, And talk about a stress. If they break a hip, they're in bed for months and months and months. And if
That's
you're weak
true.
already, that is a stress. Laying in bed all day like that is a stress. It's a negative stress. And you come out of it a lot worse. You might never walk again. You might not be walking properly. It might take you forever to get to be walking. So what if you had a little bit of muscle padding on that hip? Wouldn't you rather fall on muscle than directly on bone, on joint, and fall on stronger bone?
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, weightlifting helps boost the bone density too, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It's like, just say no to osteopenia,
Yeah.
Like, we don't want to... And the motto for that club is, balance, strength, mobility. Mobility, moving, getting that body, getting the human body to do what it's supposed to be able to do. Walk, get down on the ground, get up off the ground. And I mean, some of my seniors, they are afraid of getting down on the ground.
Yeah.
It's, there's this actual fear, stress.
I know.
The
Yeah.
stress of fear. So for a number of them, that's one of the exercises. We practice getting down on the ground, getting down and up, like safely, you know. Eva T, she's the first CrossFitter. And she did some seminars with us the last few years, you know. And we kind of reconnected with her. She was one of the trainers at the original CrossFit where we started, where brother and I started going, and Junko, my wife. And, you know, I reconnected with her at the Paleo FX Symposium, this 3-day symposium of just insane, fantastic athletes and doctors and scientists, and they're all together for 3 days, you know, like 8 hours a day, and you go and you get all this information. So Eva was there, and we talked with her, and she's helped us a lot kind of gain our, you know, kind of evolve and formulate our overall philosophy of eat, sleep, play sustainably. Play being the exercise. You know, do you like to run? Do you like to lift weights? What have you, you know? So as long as we do them in a sustainable fashion, so that Coke and Doritos daily is not, when I say I don't recommend it as something sustainable. You're not going to look like you want to look, feel like you want to feel 30 years down the road. Like, what's a body full of 30 years of Coke and Doritos looks like, as opposed to the person who's having that occasionally. Again, not recommending.
You can have your treats every once in a while.
Absolutely. Yeah, and that's why we don't recommend the diet thing as opposed to proportions, you know, because you know, if you're not having that the majority of the time, if you're having the healthy food the majority of the time, you're training, you're eating food that you can train on, that you can think on, that you can not fall asleep at your desk, you know.
That's true.
At your desk job later on. So, you know, it's performance fuel, and I don't want to limit that to just, hey, I'm going to practice, you know, train for my half marathon today. It's, you know, performance, and you need to perform at work. You need to be awake.
And you shouldn't have to be downing the coffee or the energy drinks.
Again, you know,
because that's a big thing that people do when they feel
Where's
sleepy.
the sleep in that equation?
Yeah.
If you're borrowing your energy from an outside source, that's a problem. Beyond what that healthy plate's going to get you. Yeah. That thing should be fueling you if you're getting your moving in, you know, you're taking, you're walking, you're exercising, you're, you know, doing training, you're lifting weights, you're running. That and the food should be enough energy for you if you're getting your proper sleep. Yeah, so it really is this triangle here. It's eat, sleep, and play sustainably. And the sustainability issue is enormous.
I'm a former coffeeholic. Like, I used to drink about 5 to 6 cups a day, and I cut down to 1 and 2. It's changed my life so much. Like, I could actually stay focused more now. Actually,
really,
yeah. Because the caffeine, like, I noticed, like, was keeping me like really restless at my desk, and I couldn't focus. But now I cut down to 1 in the morning, and if I feel like it, 1 at 10 a.m. Because I wake up at 4 a.m. every day, so that's like 5-hour gap.
Oh wow!
And that usually helps. Yeah.
But that's, you found your way to a moderate style that works. And again, you're not on a coffee diet. You made a change. You feel better for it. Hallelujah. That's the way. That's the way. So for some people, if they're great there, that's fantastic. If they're still feeling off, sleepy, you know, unenergized, lethargic, then what's next? You know, let's, you know, and it's not, you know, we talk about like paleo here. It's just not specific to the you know, paleo nutrition, but where you take some category of food that you think might be problematic, and you just, you know, you cut it out. You know, you try going without it for a month. It's a very common thing that nutritionists recommend. You know, we're gonna try going, you know, a month without gluten, and then reintroduce it after that month is up. You know,
I should try
and
that.
Just see how you feel. You know what I mean? Just try it for you, and then see. Is it something that you feel better cutting out altogether, or just occasionally? I'm an occasional guy. So I like I said, I have my burgers on the weekend, but you know, I don't like how it sits.
Yeah, I bet a lot of people struggle with eating around the holidays. They don't struggle with eating. They're eating too much around the holidays.
Right. Yeah, so how do we navigate it? How do we navigate all of the festivals? Because on top of all the festivals that we have down here, which makes it such a fun place to live, like Houma and Lafayette, they just made that list again, like happiest places to live. You know, happy and dying early, but still happy. You know? You know, so how do you navigate that? Because we have all these festivals on top of weddings, funerals, graduations. You know, your 5-year, you know, reunions and your 50-year reunions. You know, so we have all that stuff on. We have all these fun things that we do on top of all of that. So how do you navigate it? You know, without some habitual. You know, without looking at some long-term changes, you know, not well. That's how we'll navigate, and we won't do it. We won't do it very well, or in a healthy way. In a healthy way, I mean. So, what are you going to be eating the majority of the time? How do you eat during the week? If you know something's coming up, on the weekend, or it's a couple of days, so if you're going to be traveling, pack some healthy snacks. If you're going to be shut up in the office for a long period of time, get some snacks ready. Get that slow cooker fired up. So have some things in the office fridge so that you can hit the fridge and not the machine. You take these situations, you look at where your life is, and you get some good advice. Plan, and cook ahead. A lot of people are catching on to the prep day, the Sunday prep day.
Oh yeah, I do that every Sunday. Yeah,
fantastic.
I do meal prep Sunday every Sunday. Yeah, it's the best thing ever.
Onions chopped for the week.
And you have all,
That's
you have
exactly
like,
what
you
he
don't need to worry
does.
about cooking. Like when you get back home from work, you're like, oh, just put this in the microwave, and it's already freshly made.
And it's
2 days ago.
less stress too, and you can work out easier too because you don't have to think about dinner.
Yeah. We can even take some of those bad habits, like from college, like we're going to go out drinking tonight. Better start drinking at home because it's cheaper, right? So I'm going to whack down a 6-pack, and then I'm going to head out there and sit my way through the rest of the night, So, you can eat a little something healthy at home before you go to that wedding. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you don't have 4 pieces of wedding cake. And look for the things that are there too. There's a fruit tray at the wedding.
Yeah. So I guess CrossFit really helps with that. Then having a community based around healthy living. People come in here, they come here to work out, and they leave knowing more about nutrition, and then on top of that, how just to live their day-to-day life better.
Yeah, we have our schedule. Like everywhere you go, hopefully they'll have a schedule to hand out. So we've got our schedule, and right below it, we pick them out every time together. 1, 2, 3. Our schedule, and then a paper that explains basically good nutrition. It's 6 sentences, and it talks about eating nutrient-rich food, and at unprocessed the majority of the time, and cutting down on the nutrient-poor processed food. And again, that right there, it's like that plate. Oh, it's so simple. That's also a pretty simple guideline. Nutrient dense, unprocessed. That's what we want to eat the majority of the time. And you want to have less of nutrient poor processed foods to the extent that you need to make changes.
Yeah.
So I'll joke about what's your broccoli to Oreo ratio, and if you don't look like you want to look, if you don't feel like you want to feel, a bag of Oreos is probably a bad idea. You want broccoli and then an Oreo, or 2. And, you like eating your head size of broccoli.
That's a lot of
like
broccoli.
That's like the same carbs in like 2 of those Oreos.
Wow.
And think of what you've gotten. You've gotten all this fiber and all these vitamins. And that's basically what vegetables are. I need a bunch of vitamins and fiber, and that's what keeps us trim and fuels all the different processes that we need to fuel in our body, all these different vitamins. So, and then you learn how to cook them, and it's not a chore.
I use a slow cooker. Just put it in before work, come back, I have a meal for a week.
Yeah.
It's the best thing ever.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And vegetables, they should only take 5 to 10 minutes to cook. Lightly cooked. That's the like the
Steaming
healthiest
broccoli.
way. And
because a lot of people think they don't have enough time to do everything.
Yeah.
And that's the excuse that people use.
Yeah, that's why there's a third sheet that we hand out. So we have a schedule that we hand out. We have a basic explanation, and only 6 sentences. So right below that, the rest of the page has some websites that you can go to, and they've got links to every, all the free recipes you could ever want. We sell one cookbook, but we always tell people you want to get to know yourself and be honest with yourself. If you're a cookbook person, okay, we've got one that explains everything inside.
I'll take one of those.
If you're right.
I love my cookbooks. I have so many of
It
them.
works for some people. All those photos, they see it. They really want to cook that. It tells you the prep time. It's a fantastically organized book. And then if you're an internet person, though, it's like, hey, it's just the price of your internet. You've got all these recipes to go to. And on the back, there's a sample shopping list with the recommendation of, keeping the fruit kind of minimal if you're trying to lose weight. If you're not, you don't have to worry about that. More fruit. And then that third sheet has some suggestions about restaurants. So it
I could use
especially works for people from out of town because they're like new to Houma, And then, so we hand them that, and it'll say, hey, we have 2 places in town that have grass-fed beef, for example. So you've got Lowe's and Chipotle.
Oh, yeah, Chipotle does. That's
Oh.
right.
It's really neat. So these resources are around is the point. You know, we look say, oh, Louisiana's such an unhealthy place. It's all fried food and
Popeyes dominates the fast food marketplace.
yeah. yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, learning a few recipes, getting a slow cooker, so that's one of the things that we do, for any client, anybody that's signed up, we'll take them to Rouse's as just part of their agreement. It's just something that I offer. We do a walkthrough. We'll do a Rouse's walkthrough, and we'll go based roughly on that other very fantastic general guideline of shop the perimeter, stay out of the aisles. You've heard that one? That's where all the vegetables, your fresh fruits and vegetables and seafood and meats, they're on the perimeter of the store.
And the beer, too.
Now that
we get into that.
Yeah.
I'll point out the gluten-free beer if that's an issue
I've seen
for
those
you.
before.
And that's a great example of one that's all about amount. It's really all about the amount. 1 or 2 is one thing. 12 can be problematic for your goals if you're trying to make some changes.
For your
talk about
liver.
bloating. So we go around the perimeter, and we want to talk about why. I mentioned ingredient labels earlier. You pick up broccoli, it's like, okay, I know this one. Ingredient list of 1, broccoli. That's it. So there's nothing hidden in there. There's no, there's no a lot of mixes of fat, salt, and sugar to get you to eat a ton of broccoli. And if you did, that'd be fine. But it's you're going to add your own flavoring to that. And then why you stay out of the aisles. We duck into the aisles and pull out any box of cereal, find the healthiest cereal that's out there. And there's high fructose corn syrup, and it's crazy high in carbohydrates. And the other thing is, again, try it. I'm just take my word for just try it. Just have that bowl of cereal and try to go jogging a little while later, and then have some eggs and fruit the next morning. Eat till you're that same amount of fullness. Really try to make that experiment as even as possible, as fair as possible, and go jogging 30 minutes, go jogging an hour later. And, decide for yourself, I got on the rower one time, 2 hours after a bowl of cereal, and it was hideous. It felt like a stone in the dryer, I'm like, I can't believe it. I didn't feel anything till I tried starting to move, and move quickly. And boy, it was just awful. It was an awful, miserable experience. It was like 7 years ago, last time I did it, because I learned I don't want to feel like that when I'm trying to. I don't want to feel like X when I'm trying to do Y, so I'm not going to eat that food. I'll save my hamburgers for the weekends. I eat them. I eat them every weekend. But I don't feel deprived during the week. I'm busy doing what I need to do, feeling like I want to and need to feel to do my job. So,
especially with a job running a CrossFit place, you have to be like fully energized all the time.
Yeah.
You can't be like, I don't feel like working today. It just doesn't work.
I
that
feel
way.
lethargic. You guys take over.
The movement is important for me, but it does no one any good to be really sleepy and have that jerk effect at 3 p.m.
Every time after lunch, I have to take during lunchtime, I have to take a nap. I can work out about 4 to 5 times a week, depending on my time. And then I try to eat healthy because I thought, like, when I turn 45, how do I want to feel? It's like, I want to be somewhat fit and at least be energized. So I better start now in my 20s just to build the habit. Habits are... that's what's gonna, it has a lot to do with our stress as well. But I find exercising relieves my stress. If I have a long stressful day at work, I have to run a 5K that day. I have to. If not, I'm just gonna feel crappy for the rest of the day.
Right.
I've through experimenting around with my fitness routine, I realize what's good for what kind of days I have at work. If I have a typical average day, I do strength training. If I have a stressful day, I go back and I run. Yeah.
And that's actually what a lot of this is all about. If anybody who's who's all into studying hormones and what our glands do for us, that's all they see things in. All activity, they just see it in shades of stress.
Yeah.
Traffic is stress. Not sleeping enough, terrible stress. We don't think about it like that. But when you talk to some really smart cookies, about their specialties, they're like, not getting enough sleep. My God, that's an enormous stress.
Yeah.
Because your glands, they produce these hormones. They give you your cortisol in the morning when the sun comes up to. So if you're not sleeping enough, you're essentially redlining it. You're wringing that gland out.
Yeah.
And what happens after 20 years of not sleeping enough?
You're gonna feel
you
like
a pretty darn tired
body.
hormone therapy.
Yeah.
That's what you get. Some people can go longer with less sleep. But again, is it a good idea?
The issue,
and what are the long-term effects of it?
Yeah, that's true. But one thing I noticed with American culture, with the issue of sleep, is that the less sleep you have, the more busy it shows you are. And to people that it shows like, yeah, I got 6 hours last night. You got 8. What are you doing? You're so lazy. But what you don't think about is people that get 8 hours of sleep actually have more energy and actually could probably get more things done throughout the day more effectively.
It's like the food, there's sleep that will keep you alive. Yeah, you can kind of operate on it, but it's not efficient.
That's true.
We talk about your body being, we all want to have this sports car, dudes want a muscle car, we want to have this sports car, but if you put the nastiest, cheapest dime store gasoline in it, are you going to expect it to run like a highly tuned precision vehicle, like it's an unrealistic expectation.
I personally am guilty of the 6.5 hours a night kind of sleep because between my work, between working out and working in this podcast, I don't really have that much time to sleep at the moment. So every weekend though, I go into like a coma for 12 hours. I go to sleep on Friday night at 10, wake up at 10 a.m. the next day. It really shows like how important it is to get enough sleep. Like your body will make up for lost time. If you're missing 20 years of sleep, then you're going to be feeling crappy for a long time.
Yeah. And I'll do that too. And I'll try to catch up on the weekends, but it doesn't exactly work like that.
No, it doesn't.
It's obviously better than not getting more sleep on the weekends, but there's better and there's optimal.
Yeah. I've finally conquered my sleep schedule. It took me long enough, but now I get 8 hours of sleep, and then on the weekends, I end up waking up right at 8. Yeah, so I'm ready to embrace the day.
Fantastic.
That's one area where I've really gotten a routine down.
That's what we like to talk with people about is how can we help dial in all three of those: eat, sleep, and play.
So how can you improve play in your life then? Like, not everybody is used to working out every day. Like, it takes time and energy, and especially like after a long day of work, you just feel like staying down.
You find people that care and have some knowledge.
Yeah.
you want both. But there's people in town. Julie Morvan, she teaches the Chi running. Like it's like I said, running's great, but that's why we teach running drills here. Because it's a great thing to do, but the idea that hey, I'm 40 pounds overweight. I heard I can lose weight running, and I just read a book, or I saw this Kenyan guy run a marathon and he won, so I'm gonna do it like him. You're not a Kenyan. You're like you're a 40-pound overweight white dude on the sofa. You've been there for 10 years, and that guy's been running a long time. On our intake sheet, there's a spot to write goals, and you've got to just write it down. Write it down and say it out loud. Then that makes all the difference for so many little parts of our life. Can you write it down? Can you say it out loud? Can you articulate it? Can you really say what it is that you want? And then you go about taking the steps to improve on that, to get to that goal. And if you need help, well, that's what a good gym is for. That's what a good gym with trainers who care. That's what they're there for. We want you to come and work out. Pretty often. How often? Depends on what are your goals, how old are you, what's going on in your life. Is it 3 times, is it twice a week, or is it 5 times a week? The books that we give to people, when people start with us, they get a workout journal. So they write in their book, and at the top of each section here, you can see for each day that you come in, there's nutrition quality. So I love this book because you've got your, eat, sleep, and play model.
I might
right
take
there
one
in
of those when I leave.
Right. So I encourage people to fill it in, and you help notice just what you were talking about, these patterns. And then if you do, you have this, it's very nicely narcissistic. You have all this data on
That's
you.
true.
Your favorite person, it's all about you. But
me.
But
everybody likes themselves,
have this, so. And then you have this big data set on yourself.
Yeah.
So there's no mystery why you ran a 13-minute mile today.
You know exactly why.
You look at how you ate and look at how you slept, and it helps keep us honest. I thought something that was funny when I was studying for this nutrition certification. They did the study, and people were losing weight when they wrote down what they ate without dieting. They didn't set out to change anything. They're like, hey, look, just go write down everything.
Oh, they became aware
of it? If you put 2 creams in your coffee, write down 2. Well, no one wants to write down like 23 Hershey's Kisses. You know, do you want to write that down? You know,
true.
No.
But they don't mind 3. They're like, oh, that's nothing. You know, I ate 3 Hershey's Kisses. You know, so you want to write that down. You know, but I just thought that was funny that people were losing weight.
That's true.
With not being on any plan, they were just writing things down. And,
That's a good idea.
And like that, that was one of the best parts of the book to me. You know, I was like, look at that self accountability,
awareness.
You know, so it's they started to own those decisions. They started to own that. Like, I really want that 23rd Hershey's Kiss, you know, but I'm gonna have to fess up to myself, just myself. You know, doesn't matter if you don't tell anybody else.
Yeah.
And then, lo and behold, I'm starting to feel better. I'm starting to look better, you know. So I really like that idea of, writing something down. And if we don't do that, what are there, 50 different kinds of Fitbits today?
There
there's so
are a
many.
lot.
Holy
And
crap.
all you have to do now is walk by your computer,
Yeah.
and the Bluetooth fairies come out of the watch and pull all the information into your computer, and it comes out like some read-up in a sci-fi movie. You sit down and you're like, look at that. We're not designed to be weak. We want to look at what the human body is designed to do. And if you're not doing it, why would you expect it to operate like you want it to? We're certainly not designed to be on the sofa, like playing video games for 12 hours, I mean, you're going to be couch-shaped eventually.
Yeah.
Like, why wouldn't you be? That's what you do most of the time. So, and so many of the jobs today, we're sitting and reaching forward, so we get these upper back, we get these shoulder issues. Our shoulders are way forward. And that's where surgery, secretaries, computer people, machine shop, all the machine shop guys around here.
Oh, yeah.
To some degree, a lot of it's the same thing. They're kind of hunched over.
Yeah.
And then if you're sitting, that's just insult to injury. That's just adding that, because your core goes soft and you collapse your spine. Well, the spine's meant to be loaded. So, you just can't bang on a nail all day with a screwdriver. Like, it's just not getting, that's not what the tool's designed for.
No.
It's not going to get the job done the way that we expect it to be done.
We should have standing podcasts then.
A studying podcast.
Why are we sitting right now?
I'll get some more of these balls.
Yeah.
I'll get some more.
Brian's on a ball.
Right.
We're in chairs.
I'm bouncing as we
He's
speak.
bouncing. He's having fun.
So the standing desk. They even have some that are hooked up to your equipment. And if you stop moving for more than, I'm sure you can set it, say 30 minutes, like your computer will save its work and then go to sleep.
I want one of those.
Yeah.
I need that for my own personal
I
office.
hear some desks actually nudge you, like, hey, come on, get up.
That's it.
Move those
we need
legs.
To just run a current through the chair
Yeah.
every 20 minutes or so. That
Oh, my God.
I'll go get some water.
It's time to get fit, CrossFit. To learn more about CrossFit Houma, check out their website, CrossFitHouma.com. Or just CrossFit in general. Be sure to check out CrossFit.com for more ways to live a healthy lifestyle.
Everyday Superhumans is produced by Kyle and Kellen as recorded on location. Music is by Alex Allen.
What is your best exercise accomplishment? Did you run a marathon, lose weight, or are you an athlete? Tweet to us at SuperhumansCast, post it on our timeline on Facebook.com/EverydaySuperhumans, send us a pic of your winning on our Instagram page, or email at everydaysuperhumans@gmail.com.
And remember, not every hero can fly, so grab your cape and let's go.